Hi, I'm Jeff Van Gundy, and you're listening to Thunderbus.
Yeah, welcome to Thunderbus with your hosts Watson and Bones.
I'm Watson.
And I'm Bones.
We get serious about the Thunder on this podcast.
But we don't get too serious, man.
Bones,
Yeah.
there was actual news in the desert of NBA COVID suspension of play.
You sure it wasn't fake news?
It was not fake news. It was real, damn it. And the news was that a schedule got dropped. The
Yes.
NBA announced the 8-game slate for each respective team.
Yep.
So we know exactly which teams are going to get their asses beat by
Yep.
our Thunder
All
man.
of them except 2. We're going 6-2, baby.
Yeah, let's discuss that because
Let's unpack that.
it's yeah. How do you feel about that? Because it's an interesting slate of games, and everything is made a little more complicated by the weird format that the NBA has chosen, and just the weirdness of the general situation. Because some players are choosing not to go for whatever reason, including players from actual contenders. It's a little topsy-turvy.
Yeah, for real. Old Avery Bradley is outie, which you almost wonder if he's doing it as I'll show them how important I am to this team.
They lose in the first round because they don't have Avery Bradley.
Hey, you never know. I mean, we can't know the unknown, but we do know that they're getting JR. And so, I mean, maybe that helps.
And JR is almost the definition of the unknown.
Yeah. And I thought JR was in trouble for beating up a guy, but I guess not. I guess that's all bridge under the water.
JR can beat dudes up. He can go shirtless at the victory parade. He can throw bowls of soup at assistant coaches. And he can dribble away from the basket after getting an offensive rebound that would have enabled him to win game 1 of the finals. He can do all of that, and somehow he still gets picked up by the Lakers.
Not only the Lakers, but the best team in the West, Lakers, which now we might see JR win another ring. But
I think his name should be shortened from SMITH to just SMH.
shaking my head.
JR shaking my head Smith.
That's slick. But let's get into this Thunder schedule. Damn it.
Yeah, first up, the team that's been our next game for the past 4 months, the Utah Jazz, as they like to be called now.
Yeah, the epicenter of all this Corona business with Rudy Gobert, which you think. Here's my thing. I think we got the Jazz. We're gonna beat the Jazz because I just don't believe that Mitchell and Gobert have made amends, and so it's gonna there's gonna be some slippery chemistry on the court.
Absolutely, and also the team is missing their second leading scorer in Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Yep.
You don't absorb the loss of a 20-point player easily, and especially not overnight. I mean, the first game that they're playing without Bogdanovic is going to be the game against us.
Do you think Bogdanovic decided to have a season-ending injury just because of all the drama going on with the Jazz?
Did he decide to get injured?
Well, he could have not had the season-ending injury or
surgery.
Surgery. Yes. He could have waited.
I mean, that's what LaMarcus Aldridge did. So, more power to him.
I mean, who do you think's got this one?
I gotta go with Thunder because we've got our full squad, and there are the chemistry issues as we discussed. Plus, the Jazz are surprisingly not deep. Like their highest scoring bench player is Jordan Clarkson. And, in
Ugh.
fairness, Clarkson has been pretty good this year, but he's still, at the end of the day, he's still that Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, that's too bad.
I would not rely on him for jack shit. I
No.
would rely on him to jack shit
Yes.
from deep
Yeah.
and never pass the ball.
Kind of like Jamal Crawford, the old JC treatment.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a poor man's Jamal Crawford.
I can't imagine Utah coming out on top on this one. So I think after this game, OKC, they're going to be 1-0, baby.
And finally move into that 4 spot. Not that it means anything since there's no home court, but at least we'll be able to say we did it.
Well, and so hypothetically, the best, literally the best we can do in this bubble is go 8-0. But would that change who we will probably play in the playoffs? Because right now it's looking like we're either going to play the 3 teams that are Denver, Utah, or Houston. And it doesn't look likely that would change at all. And I would argue that they're sort of in the same range of equal matchups just because, and I would say Denver's the best team out of those 3, but Denver they got some Corona players right now.
Right.
There's some unknowns.
Even if we went 8-0, we wouldn't catch the Lakers.
No.
And the Clippers have a 4-game lead on us.
So they just got to win 4.
Yeah, if they win 4, and it's impossible for them to win. Well, no, I guess they could win 4, and one of their losses could be to us. So I guess if we beat them, let's see, against the Clippers this year, we're 1-2 against the Clippers. So if we went 8-0 and beat them, then it would go to like those weird tiebreakers. This like, which month was your second daughter born in?
Yes.
The tiebreakers that no one knows. So it is theoretically possible that if we win 8 games and the Clippers win 4 and no one else beats us out, by the very slimmest of margins, it is theoretically possible we could get the 2 seed, but it's not going to happen. So you're absolutely right that the most likely is that we face one of Denver, Utah, or Houston, because we're all kind of in that jumble together.
Right.
And really, it doesn't matter to me which one we play. I mean, I don't want to play Houston, but I feel like we could beat any one of those 3 teams. I think we're about equally likely to beat any one of them.
Yeah. See, I don't want to play Houston in the first round, but I wouldn't mind getting Houston in the second round if that were possible. Because
I just don't want to lose to Houston. That would be no fun.
Yeah, but I am not afraid of losing. And if we're gonna lose to anyone, then I'm sort of in this universe of, well, why not? Why not, Russ?
Why? Yeah. I mean, I guess if we just make it to the second round, we've already won.
Yes,
'Cause
we're already popping champagne.
We've already overachieved. So yeah, I think we kind of agree. Utah is likely a win for us, and then the second game on August 3rd, that's going to be against Denver. That's an interesting one
Oh boy,
because no one knows what's going on with Jokic.
no, Jokic. Well, we know that he's lost some lbs.
A lot of lbs. It almost looks like he was replaced with someone who just looks like him facially. You know?
Yeah. Sort of like merged with a Kristaps Porzingis maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Denver, it like I said earlier, it sounds like there is some unknowns with Denver, just as there is with this entire fucking league. But it sounds like they got some Corona players, and Jokic was one, but it sounds like he's gonna be back and in action. But like, I don't know, maybe I'm looking a little too much into that, and there won't be a question mark there. And
To me, the bigger question mark with Denver is just the fact that they've kind of sputtered throughout the year. They haven't really played up to their potential.
because Jokic was fat.
Well, I don't think it was a problem with Jokic. It was more, their role guys like Harris. The Denver sitting at 9th in offensive rating and 13th in defensive rating. That's fine, but that's basically what the Thunder are. If you had told someone going into this season that the Thunder and the Nuggets were going to have basically the same offensive and defensive ratings and basically the same record, they wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be like, what happened? What could have happened here? And they'd be like, well, Denver underachieved.
And they have underachieved, but they are definitely one of the more talented teams. I think if you look at them on paper, any reasonable assessment says they're more talented than we are.
Yeah.
And we don't know about Jokic, but everyone else is pretty healthy,
Man, I just got this I got this wild faith in Chris Paul. And it has to do with him being a veteran, and probably him being pretty good. But I just think that these question mark games, and I would say Utah, Denver are probably kind of up there. They're kind of question mark games that are like leaning towards the other team because the other team is technically better on paper. I have faith in us because of Chris Paul. I feel like as a veteran, he's going to come out and he's going to really want to play well. And I don't know. I think if we can,
and that fadeaway J, it don't go away.
it does not.
It's here to stay.
If we can contain Jokic and make sure Murray doesn't just go absolutely insane, then I think we'll go 2-0 after this.
And we have guys to throw at Jokic. Adams is one of the few guys in the league that can really bang with Jokic, and especially if Jokic has lost all these lbs, that might tip the balance in Adams' favor.
Yeah. Yeah, you would. That would be a shame if Jokic comes back and people are just like, he looks great, and then just gets just roughhoused by Adams and cannot hang in the paint. Man,
I'd love to see it though. I'd love to see Steve dominate.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, I think we'll come into that 2-0, and then we got the Lakers.
I gotta say, I'm still saying the Nuggets are a question mark.
Yeah.
Between Nuggets and
We'll
Jazz,
see.
I'm gonna say we're going 1-1 in those two games.
Ooh. Okay.
Lakers, though, I don't see us winning this one. We dropped all 3 contests against the Lakers so far this year, and they're just a stacked team. We just discussed they picked up everything J.R. Smith,
Yes.
and who are we gonna put on J? We can't contain him. Who's gonna guard J.R. Smith?
No one.
No one.
Yeah, no one. Hopefully Ferg can prove himself and eat his ass, but I don't see that happening.
That would be a fun bet. Who's gonna score more points during this 8-game window between Ferg and J.R. Smith?
Oh,
Let's make a bet. Let's make a bet right now.
man, I mean,
I'll bet you $10 that Ferguson scores more points than J.R. Smith.
I was going to say Ferguson too, just because Ferguson's going to get more playing time. But, I mean, just to make it interesting, sign me up. I'll take JR. I'll take JR. Let's make it $10. Let's
All right.
keep it $10.
I'll drop a contract after this.
You heard it here first, fellas. Let us know.
But we're definitely losing to the Lakers.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we got playoff LeBron, and that's no fake myth like playoff P. This is the real deal, baby. LeBron is coming at us, and it's gonna hurt.
And they've got so much experience and so many veterans on that team. I mean, all these guys that have just played so many games in the playoffs and in the finals, for that matter. But LeBron, and Danny Green, of course. JaVale McGee is an NBA champion. Dwight Howard has been to the finals.
Yeah.
Rajon Rondo, of course, been to the finals a couple times.
Yeah, we in trouble.
Talent and experience are going to be huge advantages because those are the things that are the most that's like the things that you can rely on when everything else is going crazy. And
Yeah.
this is the craziest things get, which means that the more talent and more experience you have, the bigger your advantages.
Right.
But as you point out, having Chris Paul is a major check mark for us in that category.
Yeah, absolutely. But it just outweighs. We get outweighed when it comes to something like that. To experience and the skill and just quality people overall. If I'm being honest, but
Hey, we got a team full of quality people.
oh yeah, believe me. But yeah, so yeah, we'll get out of that one with a loss, but we'll only lose by 5. You heard it here first.
One team that does not have nearly as much talent or experience as the Lakers is
Nope.
our fourth opponent, the Grizz.
Yeah, the Grizz. So this should be an easy win for the old Thunder boys. And man, you just really like to see the Thunder just come out of the gate and beat every team that they are supposed to beat. And in a way that sort of proves ourselves and gets us pumped for the first round. And
Well,
I think we
there
have
is a
chance
reason,
here.
though, that we might not want to win every game that we should.
Oh, is that? Oh, well, just depending on the matchup.
Well, but we could get our pick back. So we traded our first round pick this year to the Sixers, and that was a couple years ago. But it's top 20 protected. So if we finish with one of the 20 worst records, i.e., not in the top 10 records,
Yeah.
really convoluted way
when you
of saying
put it that way.
not top 10. It's like Fridays on ESPN.
Memories.
If we finish with less than the 10th best record, then we get to keep our own pick, which would be great.
Yeah.
Currently, we are tied for the 8th best record. So if we were to hit this kind of sweet spot where we went like 3-5, then we could still avoid the Lakers and Clippers and get our pick back.
Interesting.
Depending on what the teams around us do. Like the Sixers, they have like a game and a half worse record than we do. So if we went 3-5 and they went 5-3, then they would pass us, and we would get one spot closer to getting our pick back.
Okay, I see.
So
Well, man.
maybe that's part of why I thought maybe we could lose against Denver, because it would be fun to win in the moment, but it'd be really nice to have 2 first-round picks this year.
Yeah, and if you're Sam Presti and you can see an 8-game window, then you are thinking, well, what is the best outcome of this? And maybe it's going 3-5. Maybe that's what we want.
Yeah.
As fans, it's a little dividing.
It doesn't seem like something that is likely to happen, given, we've only gotten halfway through it, but, Utah's a winnable game. Denver's a winnable game. We play... the Grizzlies are going to be fighting for position. But outside of them, we also play the Wizards. They suck.
Yep.
We got the Suns. They suck.
Bad.
The Clippers are our last game of the year, and it's possible that they might not have anything to play for. But
That's
who
a good
knows?
point. Yeah.
Because maybe the thing to play for is getting everyone in shape.
Yeah. Just running up and down the court.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I looked at that Clippers game and I was like, okay, well, that's an automatic loss for the Thunder. But yeah, that makes sense. They might not have anything to play for, just like the end of like the regular end of the season.
Plus, they might not have Sweet Lou Williams.
Yeah, so what? I guess I haven't really paid attention to what Lou's been saying. Is he just out
He just said he's 50-50.
50-50 because
No,
of coronavirus?
50-50.
Oh, 50-50. Oh. Is that an album? Is that a 50 Cent album?
50%, 50%.
That's it's 25%, my friend.
50% up, 50%.
Well, man. You know, you hope to see Lou Williams out there because what I'm really looking forward to is, as I've said before, is that hot Clippers Lakers LA matchup.
Yeah, I sure hope we get it. And just looking at these teams we're facing, those two teams clearly have the best rosters.
Now, do you think Lou Williams and Avery Bradley could cancel each other out?
I think Lou Williams is better than Avery Bradley. Plus, Bradley, the Lakers have kind of a ready-made replacement for Bradley in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. They play very much. They play the same position, slightly different roles, but I mean they both provide shooting around LeBron. They're both decently sized wings. Obviously, Bradley plays much better defense, but the Lakers have been good with KCP on the floor this year, so I'm not really worried about them. I think Lou Williams is a much bigger loss.
Yeah, for sure.
But maybe not, since they got Reggie Jackson now. All the Clippers' ills are allayed.
Man, I mean, and you wonder if that is a good thing for the Clippers. That you got a guy taking less shots, more of a true point guard. And yeah, Lou Williams, like, he's not just taking shots. Like, he's one of the best shooters in the league. But still, Reggie Jackson's not bad. He's underrated.
He's overqualified for a backup point guard and underqualified for a point guard.
Yes.
So that's Clippers talk. I guess since we've already talked about the Clippers enough, I'll just throw out we're 1-2 against them this year. We've been competitive, but they've got a stacked roster. What do you think?
Against the Clippers?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The thing that you mentioned made me kind of switch. Like, I was checking that off as an automatic L, but shit, I'm going to go with W because I do think that the Clippers will probably not be in a position where they have to win in that game. And so that is the most likely thing to happen, at least. So, yeah.
If they are going for it.
Then we're effed.
Yeah, because I don't know how we're going to match up against them. I was looking at this a little earlier. I was trying to think of who we should put on like all the matchups we're facing, and it gets kind of difficult, especially like because we do have kind of a small front court if we're starting Paul, SGA, and Dort.
Yeah,
because those are three guys 6'5" and under. We don't have like a really big wing. So like I was thinking we put Paul on Beverly, put SGA on George, and we put Dort on Kawhi. Because I was thinking Dort, he's thick, he's strong. Kawhi's thick and strong. I think if we put SGA on Kawhi, he's just going to get bullied.
Yeah, that's tough.
I don't like it. And then we got Gallo on Morris and Adams on Zubats. But then when they take Zubats out and put in Harrell, maybe we have a little more flexibility. Maybe Nerlens Noel has more of a role in this series, or in that game. But basically, my point is, I just don't think we match up that well against the Clippers.
No, I think you're right. So we went 1-2 against them in the season.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice to see some defensive emergence from SGA, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't. It's not like I watched him last year in the playoffs. So I don't know, like, if he takes it to a next level just yet.
Well, I mean, he was great in the playoffs last year. He had that one game against the Warriors where he scored 26, 28.
Yeah, right. I wonder.
generally
I
acquitted
wonder if he
himself well.
elevates on defense though. Once we get into it, and
Yeah, I
technically
don't
this
know.
isn't the playoffs. Like these still aren't the playoffs, but they feel like the
They
playoffs.
do kind of feel like the playoffs a little bit,
Yeah.
especially maybe it's something to do with the neutral court aspect to it. I don't know,
Yeah.
but we got ahead of ourselves a little bit talking about the Clippers because that's our last game. Wizards.
The
I'm
Wiz.
not super worried about the Wizards. We dropped our only game against them this year, but it was the second game of the season. We didn't know what the hell was. We didn't know our ass from our elbow.
Yeah, Thunder still hated Chris Paul. I mean, Thunder fans,
Thunder fans.
not the organization.
Plus, the Wiz are without Davis Bertans, who's probably our second best player, and Bradley Beal has kind of said,
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to blame him.
I certainly don't. I could see the Wizards going 0-8.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean, if Beal is out, then for sure. If they win one game, I would be surprised.
If Beal is out, it's just going to be the Rui Hachimura show.
Oh, yeah.
He
Forgot
and
he
Thomas
existed.
Bryant are going to be like waltzing at half court.
Yeah, hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they fit in some sweet dunks or something because the Wizards have they're gonna wish that bubble gets popped. They're gonna hope for it.
They're going to blow in this bubble.
It's gonna be a dirty bubble.
That much I know. Well, we've already talked about the Wizards too much.
Yep.
The Suns.
Now we got some things to say.
The Suns don't have Kelly Oubre.
Yeah, the best
he had
looking dude
meniscus
in the
surgery.
league.
He's out.
Yeah, those eyelashes don't lie, my friend.
Does he put on eyeliner or what?
Nah, he's just he's got a beautiful face.
He's got mystifying eyes.
Yep. What can you do? I mean, you'd think he'd score more points because the defense would get distracted, but that is certainly not the case. But Oubre is pretty good. I mean, he's not bad.
He is pretty good. And without him, the Suns are pretty thin. They've got some talent in the starting lineup. You know, they got Rubio's a legit player. Booker's a legit player. Saric is good in his role. But other than Aaron Baines, their bench is pretty weak.
Yeah, I mean, the Suns, let's be real, they don't stand much of a chance. And
they're so far out of it. I mean, they're 26-39. They are the punching bag.
And you got to think by the time they get to that's their sixth game probably. By the time they get to their sixth game, they're going to be like, guys, we don't really have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
They'll finally have processed that, and so hopefully we can just totally crumble them. But yeah, Suns don't have a chance.
The team that we play after them, though, which is also named after a meteorological phenomenon, basically. Is a sun a meteorological phenomenon?
Well,
Kind of a stretch, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, to us it's a phenomenon, but it's just a star. So
Phenomenon.
yeah, doop.
But the Heat look good, man. I could see. I don't know. How do you think we match up against the Heat?
I think we have a chance against the Heat. It's going to be hard to contain their size, I think. It just seems like Bam Adebayo is kind of the real deal, and I don't really know who would match up well against him.
And they've got big wings too. Duncan Robinson he's pretty tall.
Yeah.
Derek Jones is tall, and then his jumping ability makes him extra tall for moments at a time.
Yeah, and who do you think Jimmy Butler would guard?
I bet they put Butler on SGA.
Yeah.
Because Kendrick Nunn, he's a good defender. He's going to be on Paul, though. And I feel like Butler would be wasted on Dort. You know?
Yeah. Man, with these matchups, I sort of just like look to the veterans and I'm like, okay, so this is sort of like Chris Paul versus Jimmy Butler. And I know that's not like the best, most predictable way to look at these games, but
I mean, they are the leaders of their respective teams.
they are the leaders. And like I said, I got this faith in Chris Paul that he's gonna really give these teams a run for their money. I mean, I looked at this and immediately thought, okay, I think we'll beat the Heat, even though they're good. I think we're gonna beat them.
I like the optimism.
I mean, I'll stick to my guns. 6-2, man.
6-2. Well, that would be surprising because in the regular season we went a combined 7-10 against these teams.
Oh yeah, but one of them was against the Wizards.
Right.
And that's all I got to say. One of them was against the Wizards. But we lost to the Clippers twice, and I didn't think we'd beat the Clippers. But there's a chance we will because of the stipulations as we spoke about. And then we lost to the Lakers 3 times, and
Right. So that really
that was one of the
distorts it.
losses. So, I mean, everything else is sort of a toss-up.
That's true. And yeah, we're definitely a different team. We were a different team at the end of the regular part of the regular season than we were when we played a lot of these teams earlier in the season.
Right.
And then going into the bubble, everyone is a different team than they were when the season left off.
You got to think this could be the best basketball. Once everyone has got past the 8-game bubble, this could be the best basketball we've ever seen. And I think it's because you're removing that social aspect of the playoffs. You're removing like the players partying and going out and checking out the city.
Yeah, no strip clubs in the bubble. The Rockets are going to win the championship.
Oh yeah, we'll see Harden score 60 a game. I mean, I'm optimistic, but I think this could be the best basketball we have ever seen.
That would be nice.
But it might take until the second round. It might take the bubble, the first round, and then by the time we get to the second round, we're like, oh wow,
Because you got to get in
this
gear,
great.
right?
Yeah, you got to get in gear.
Okay, well, there we have it. You think we're going to go 6-2? I hope we go 3-5. And if Ferguson scores more points than J.R. Smith, I'm $10 richer.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's the last stop on the bus today. You can find us on Twitter at thunder_bus_pod. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook, and we're on all the major podcast apps. Until next time, thanks for riding the bus this week, and thunder up!